The restructure at Fairfax is causing concern about the future of journalism in Canberra too, but the government is resisting calls to step in and mandate editorial independence. While the issue has captured Parliament's attention, the Prime Minister has been negotiating her way through talks with the world's economic heavy hitters at the G20 summit in Mexico. From Canberra, Melissa Clark reports.
Parliament's attention is squarely on Fairfax, and the government is making demands.
I certainly call on Ms Rinehart very quickly to explain to the Australian people what her intentions are and whether she will or won't support a charter of editorial independence.
And demands are being made of the government.
Will you move or support legislation to enshrine the principle of editorial independence?
But it's quickly become clear there'll be no intervention from Canberra.
In terms of legislating an editorial position, the answer is no.
Some in the opposition see no need for hand-wringing.
When the Fairfax share price has dropped from $5 to 60 cents, I would think there are a few people out there who would be very grateful that Mrs Rinehart is actually taking a chance on them and giving them much-needed funds.
But the opposition communications spokesman Malcolm Turnbull clearly has reservations.
This is the paradox, isn't it? The more influence a proprietor seeks to exert over a media outlet, the more a proprietor seeks to bend that outlet to his or her will, the less trust readers will have in it and the less influence it will have.
The government might be taking a hands-off approach when it comes to ructions in the media industry in Australia, but where the global economy is concerned, Julia Gillard is very much hands-on at the G20 summit in Mexico. She's powering through meetings with world economic leaders. But it hasn't been all smiles and kisses. In fact, some European leaders are pretty cranky.
But frankly, we are not coming here to receive lessons in terms of democracy or in terms of how to handle the economy, because the European Union has a model that we may be very proud of.
That outburst came not long after Julia Gillard wrote to G20 leaders urging them to balance austerity and growth. But she says it's not directed at her.
If Mr Barroso had any concerns about anything I've said, given I've spoken to him on several occasions today, I think he probably would have expressed them, and he did not.
The stakes are high in Los Cabos, with one more day of meetings to go.
There is things that need to be done within the Eurozone, including recapitalisation of banks, further integration in the banking system.
Now is the time, as we've discussed, to make sure that all of us join to do what's necessary to stabilise the world financial system.
Still much to be achieved. Melissa Clark, Lateline.